Bonhoeffer Abridged by Eric Metaxas. Dietrich Bonhoeffer was born on February 4, 1906, in Breslau, Germany. The fourth of 8 children, Bonhoeffer was raised in a very Christian home, and at the age of 14, he announced to his parents that he would become a theologian. In 1924, he enrolled at Berlin University and studied the ideas of Karl Barth, who is pictured here. Barth was a huge part of Bonhoeffer's developing theology that the church should be across international boundaries and not consider itself one singular group. As Bonhoeffer continued to study, rising Nazis would use Martin Luther's later anti-Semitic writings as propaganda against the Jews. Bonhoeffer would first cross swords with the Nazis over this issue. When Bonhoeffer went to America in 1930, the Nazis would gain more and more political grounds. He returned and lectured heavily against the Nazis' use of Luther's writings and Hitler's attempts to undermine the church's influence and gain all of the political power for himself. 1933 marked a period that would start a struggle between the Confessing Church and Hitler. The Confessing Church would be shepherded by Bonhoeffer and other pastors such as Eberhard Bethge, Martin Niemöller, Franz Hildebrandt, who was a Jew, and even bishops from England, but the church was splitting from within. Taking a firm stand against Hitler's ideology was scary, and many of those pastors did not want to take such steps. Compounding on their inner quarrels, Hitler and his cronies kept tightening the leash on what the church could do legally. 1937 marked the year that the Nazis put the hammer down definitively. 800 of the pastors and leaders of Bonhoeffer's Confessing Church would be imprisoned or arrested. Bonhoeffer would go to America briefly, but was drawn back to Germany to oppose the Nazis' power more and more, no matter the cost, even though World War II had just started. As World War II deepened, Bonhoeffer would avoid a mandatory draft by becoming a double agent for the German military intelligence known as the Abwehr. The Abwehr and the Gestapo were opposing entities politically, and therefore Bonhoeffer could actually help the Jews more, though posing as actually doing official business for the Germans. Through this subterfuge, Bonhoeffer would learn more and more about the evil and vile things done by Hitler, his Gestapo, and the secret police. For Bonhoeffer and many others, it became too much to bear. A secret group of confessing church leaders and horrified German military leaders would end up creating Operation Valkyrie. The Bonhoeffer was actually arrested for helping the Jews before Operation Valkyrie attempted to assassinate Hitler using a suitcase bomb. It was because of the attempted assassination of Operation Valkyrie that Bonhoeffer was executed. Bonhoeffer was hung by the Gestapo on April 8, 1945, at the age of 39. The lesson that I gleaned from this book is that we must boldly declare God's truths and be willing to stand for it no matter the cost. Bonhoeffer exemplified this and tried to get his peers to see it, but many of them had grown lazy and complacent until it was too late to stand. If the Confessing Church, or the German Christians in general, had been more vigilant, the Nazis and Hitler would not have gained the power that they did. Galatians 6:9 sums it up perfectly. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Thank you.